weird noise coming from
What the hell is that noise?
Kid-sized backpack.
Yo!
Take me back to old Yazoo. Everything up here is new. I can't stand it, just must land it.
On May 21st, 2025, this encounter was uploaded by the channel Eleanor Grace Adventures, hosted by solo traveler and content creator Eleanor Grace, who documents her quiet explorations across the UK. Eleanor typically finds beauty in the remote, but in this video, what starts as a serene wild swim in a hidden Dartmoor quarry quickly devolves into something far more unnerving. Eleanor begins by explaining her plan.
Good evening, everyone. You're joining me on the way. Well, we already are on Dartmoor, but we're heading somewhere that I've never been to before, but I really wanted to check out this evening. I was really looking forward to a sunny evening with a potential sunset, and it's just gone incredibly grey. Perfect timing.
And that is how this happened.
We're off. Got my coffee. Where's my mic? Hang on. Okay. Shall I hold this? Shall I put this there? Who knows? Let's put it there. Beautiful grey evening in the middle of Dartmoor. I wanted to do an evening hike, and I was looking on my All Trails app for somewhere really nice on Dartmoor. I also wanted to check out the area I'm in for the possibility of doing a wild camp on a tour somewhere, because I've never actually done one like properly before in the actual wild. And Dartmoor, yeah, Dartmoor would be very interesting to say the least. Whilst I was checking out my All Trails app, I came across this place. And it's an old mining quarry, which is literally, now I'm not too sure if it's this one or there. Beautiful hike with old buildings and stuff like that. Getting a bit boggy, but worth it. She could have just avoided it, but no, she goes right through it. People have said that it's a very unusual and cool looking place to go for a wild swim. You know me, right? If there's a very weird or cool or beautiful place for me to take a dip, I'm gonna do it. I've brought the stuff with me in my backpack to do that. It is meant to start raining at some point this evening, so to be honest, if it does, even better. Oh, this is a very cute little stream. This is lovely.
A simple evening hike through Dartmoor National Park, with the hope of discovering an abandoned quarry she found on her All Trails app. She's been considering wild camping in the area, and this trip would serve as both a scouting mission and a refreshing dip in what others described online as an unusual but beautiful swim spot. It's a grey, overcast evening, quiet and still, with only sheep and rough terrain surrounding her.
Oh look, I don't want to get close to them because I don't want to scare them. She's got a little one with her. And you're just peering at me from behind that bush. Hello. This place is very Tomb Raider. I think that's why I like it. Yeah, I know you do too. It's all right. I don't want to get kicked in the face by a sheep. Oh. It's all right. It's okay. Hello. Yeah, this definitely looks quarry-like, doesn't it? I think we might be nearly there. Oh.
After navigating deep bogs and marshy paths, Eleanor finally stumbles across the quarry.
Oh, you have... You have got to be kidding me. What a hidden gem. Oh, bless him. Right, I'm just going to stand still and let him run. It's quite eerie, actually. Yeah, I don't... Hello? 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 Yeah, I don't think that there is anyone else here. apart from the sheep.
Look.
I really do want to get in there.
I'm gonna go for it.
It's worth it. Forget something starts sucking on my leg. As gross as that sounds.
How cold are we talking?
It's not too bad. Gonna get over there. It's a little bit cold. It's not too bad though. There are a lot of tadpoles and everything around me, and like little lizardy type things. I haven't seen any leeches yet. We're being joined by sheep. I'm gonna have to move my bags just in case they try and eat it.
At first, it's magical. The still water, framed by jagged rocks and overgrowth, feels like something out of Tomb Raider. Despite the silence, she decides to go for a swim, stripping down behind the rocks and cautiously wading into the cold water. It's not long before she begins to feel uneasy.
Oh God. The rocks are quite high and jagged. It's not overly deep. So you've got to be careful where you're putting your legs really, or kicking your legs to swim. Oh, this is so nice though.
Loads and loads of like planes and military helicopters and stuff above me. There's a really, really weird noise coming from up there. I don't know if someone's wild camping and pumping up something, because that's what I can hear. It sounds like that. Either that or it's extremely loud, heavy panting. God, I hope it's someone wild camping. Anyway, Dartmoor is like a military training base. They do a lot of training around here basically, so I had to check the times for when they were doing that. There's various areas on Dartmoor where you can wild camp, and this falls under one of the legal areas you can do it. Yeah, it was coming from up there. It is pretty eerie when you're on your own.
Oh my God, oh God. I can still stand up.
While swimming, she begins to hear strange sounds coming from the upper ridgeline, rhythmic, mechanical, like something being pumped or dragged. It's hard to place the source, and at first she assumes it might be a nearby wild camper setting something up, but the noise doesn't stop. It repeats, irregularly, always distant but just close enough to be heard. It sounds like heavy breathing or a machine. Either way, it shouldn't be coming from this remote of a place. Still, she pushes through the discomfort. Lizards dart through the nearby brush. There's no sign of anyone else, but that only makes the setting more haunting. She jokes on camera about someone watching her from the woods, the typical YouTube trope, until she realizes as she's getting dressed again behind a rock that she still hears the sound. And it's louder now. As darkness begins to fall, she struggles to find the path out. The marshy land that led her in now feels like a trap. Deep bogs up to her thighs, thick reeds concealing the stream she crossed earlier. She starts second-guessing every step. The rocks are slick, her boots soaked, and she's genuinely lost for a few moments, trying to retrace a route she hadn't paid enough attention to on the way in. Eventually, she reaches her car, parked on a forested road near the edge of Dartmoor. The camera cuts to her later that night, parked in her dad's driveway. Despite the safety of home, she can't shake the feeling from the quarry. The next morning, she speaks candidly. The place wasn't just eerie. It was oppressive. She describes feeling watched the entire time, as if something unseen was tracking her from behind the ruins, among the rocks, or beyond the waterline. At one point, she compares the sensation to another location she vowed never to return to, a site called Kennel Vale, which has its own history of mining deaths and dark energy. Both places, Kennel Vale and this hidden Dartmoor quarry were abandoned mining sites. Both are now lifeless and crumbling. Both, she says, gave her the exact same feeling. Dread. Not like a haunted hotel or staged ghost hunt, but something heavy. A feeling of being surrounded by eyes, though no one is there. Fortunately, she got out of there as soon as possible because in situations like these, always listen to your gut feeling. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Before moving forward, do me a favor and give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers before August, and I also got a surprise for you once we reach 100K. Now, enjoy the rest of the video and watch till the end because there's a hidden word somewhere in the video for you. Let's see if you can comment the hidden word correctly. The channel Psychosocial is usually centered around laid-back fishing, IRL streaming, and everyday moments caught on camera. But during one trip near New Braunfels, Texas, a peaceful kayak session turned into a situation that quickly escalated into something disturbing. Something that made the creator stop what he was doing, pick up his camera, and call the police. It all began like any other stream. The creator had taken his kayak out for a relaxing day of fishing along a river, casually navigating the waters and enjoying the evening air. But as he approached the base of a bridge, something cut through the normal sounds of nature. A sound so chilling, so unexpected, that it changed everything.
Those birds freaked out. What the hell is that noise? I'm going over there. I don't know if the stream is working or not yet, but I need to hear whatever the hell is happening over there. Hey, do y'all hear that screaming? Is that something I should be like worried about? Whew. I think my day is about to be ruined. Ugh.
Screaming, loud, frantic, and coming from directly under the bridge. His first instinct was confusion, but that quickly turned to concern. He began calling out toward the sound, asking if anyone needed help. Other people nearby, some under the bridge themselves, acknowledged the noise but didn't seem eager to get involved. That's when he made a decision. He would report it. If someone was screaming like that, they had to be in some kind of trouble. But the strangest part, the moment he called out, the screaming stopped. It was as if someone had silenced it, whether it was a victim suddenly stifled or someone realizing they'd been heard. That timing weighed heavily on the creator. He wondered whether it was a mental health episode, someone in pain, or something even worse. Eventually, he called emergency services to report what he'd heard, giving as much detail as he could. After the call, he got out of the kayak and climbed the embankment to investigate for himself. What he found was both unsettling and inconclusive.
Whoa! Whoa! Is anyone up here? You see anyone? No?
There were signs of someone living there, items scattered in a spot that resembled a makeshift shelter, but no person in sight. No voice responded when he called out again. No sign of struggle, no trace of whoever had made those agonizing screams just minutes before. The mystery left him with more questions. Was it someone suffering a mental health crisis? Was it a person being attacked and silenced right before help could reach them? The idea that someone could have been kidnapped or harmed just out of view is terrifying. Even more disturbing is the timing. That silence falling immediately after being called out. It felt intentional. The sound may have echoed from a nearby tunnel, but the creator is adamant. The screams came from under the bridge, not from a tunnel. He and others present were sure of it. The audio may not do it justice, but in person, he knew exactly where it was coming from. To date, no missing persons have been reported from that area. No official update has followed, and maybe that's the most unsettling part of all. Uploaded on January 11th, 2025, this footage comes from Wiggins Wild World, a YouTube channel run by Coin and Victoria, a couple documenting their off-grid homesteading journey in the Arizona desert. Typically, their content is lighthearted, filled with the land development updates, alternative gardening, and back-to-the-land enthusiasm. During one of their first walks around their newly purchased 20-acre parcel, something unexpected stopped them in their tracks and may have turned their dream property into the scene of a potential tragedy. Coin and Victoria hiked the land, trying to locate corner boundaries for their first 5-acre parcel. They're excited, playful, and admiring the wild Sonoran beauty surrounding them. But that mood begins to shift when Coin stumbles upon 2 old Mexican peso coins lying in the dirt.
First we found a couple pesos and we were like, that's cute, washed away from
random.
Mexico.
Like I was just walking, I kept finding stones, and then all of a sudden I looked down and I thought it was an Apple AirTag, and it was
2 pesos.
2 pesos from 98 and
92.
Dated from 1992 and 1998. While odd, it's not enough to raise concern. At first they assumed the coins were washed down through the dry wash system, but then things escalate.
So we just found a little kid's backpack, like a kid-sized backpack, which wouldn't like be too alarming or anything, but it's like in the wash. And a little while ago, just randomly walking through here, we found 2 pesos, like 2 peso coins, and we found a little kid's shoe. So I'm like, hopefully somebody's stuff got accidentally washed down from the wash, but I really, really hope we don't find like something gruesome in the area on the new property, because that would suck pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, because we are so close to the border. Like,
there's a backpack, a shoe, and some monies.
Yeah, I really hope we don't find some person or persons that
for trying to make their grand escape.
Yeah.
Well, that's the news about that.
Victoria finds a child-sized Puma backpack, old, partially buried, and clearly torn. The front pocket is shredded in a way that doesn't look like natural wear. Nearby, they discover a small child's shoe. It's sun-bleached and partially disintegrated, but unmistakably a kid's. The disturbing part was that the 3 items, coins, backpack, and shoe, are all in roughly the same area, beneath a large tree and near what appears to be a pack rat's nest. And then they find the bone.
The shoe's over here, right? Yeah, right there. And I'll show you the bone.
So it would be different if it was just the shoe. But we found a little kid's shoe. We found a little kid's backpack. And we found this bone under that tree.
Who knows, though? Sorry, buddy. Are there deer bones?
Hopefully.
Hope so. Doesn't that look like a really clean cut now?
Oh, shit, yeah, it does.
It's long, smooth, and curved, possibly a femur. Small enough to be from a child, but unclear whether it's human or animal. Victoria immediately questions whether it might have belonged to a little kid. Coin, unsettled but trying to stay grounded, jokes nervously about not wanting to find a crime scene on their brand new homestead. But they soon find more bones nearby, one of which appears to have a clean cut, as if something or someone used a blade. They begin filming more actively, documenting the disturbing find while acknowledging the darker implications. This stretch of Arizona lies near known migrant routes. Many who attempt to cross the Sonoran Desert do so on foot, risking dehydration, extreme heat, and sometimes human trafficking. The presence of children's items mixed with what may be human remains suggests a possible connection to this crisis. Later, they call the local sheriff's department through a non-emergency line. A deputy agrees to meet them at the property. Coin and Victoria prepare to walk the officer through their findings, still unsure whether what they've found is tragic or horrifying. With no identification, no clear path, and no closure, it's the kind of a mystery that sticks. And while they're hoping the bones turn out to be from a deer, the implications weigh heavily on both of them. Like always, let me know what you thought of this encounter in the comments. The Turkish channel Ramble Soul is run by a couple known for their cozy, cinematic camping adventures across the countryside. Their content is typically calm, but in this episode, what was supposed to be just another relaxing lakeside camp turned into one of their most terrifying experiences to date. They had just arrived at a beautiful, remote lakeside spot, one of their favorites for fishing, cooking, and enjoying the quiet. The weather was pleasant, and they were excited to try out a brand new inflatable tent for the first time. It was shaping up to be the perfect night, but as the sun began to set, a strong wind picked up, fast. They brushed it off at first, assuming it would pass like most gusts during spring, but the wind didn't die down. It got stronger. They decided to move quickly, securing gear and preparing to shelter inside the tent for the night. And in the morning, everything went wrong.
오, 오나야.
Ya! Saçmalama! Dur!
Al şunu al. Ne var içeride? Sana yandım şu arabanın anahtarı.
Ya batlar mı onlar?
Patlayacak bir şey yok. Çok yaklaşma. Tüpler patlayabilir. Sana bir su getirsene şeyden.
Şurada.
Ha olur.
Sevgilim nasıl
Patlamaz ya.
yapacağız?
Patlamaz. Şunu da al. Ver onu bana.
Of ya.
Aa. Ah.
Canım.
Ha?
Nasıl dökeceğiz bunu?
Ver ben dökerim.
Of ya. Aman.
Of ya. Ah. Dur. Bir tane daha.
Of. Of ya.
Ta bagajın altındaki gözde. Yangın tüpü.
While they were having breakfast, without warning, the tent, despite being new, large, and reinforced, caught fire. The cause? A nearby inverter system connected to their power supply seemed to have overheated or malfunctioned, igniting the edge of the tent fabric. Within seconds, flames spread along the synthetic material. Panic took over. They rushed to grab the fire extinguisher, but the tent's internal pressure caused the structure to collapse inward. There was no time to think. Just act. Thankfully, no one was inside when it started. But had they been just a few minutes slower getting out of the tent, this video could have ended far worse. They fought the fire with everything they had. Water, the extinguisher, even sand. But the damage was done. In the aftermath, they stood stunned. The couple, usually so cheerful and composed on camera, were visibly shaken. She cried, not just over the gear, but the realization of what could have happened. He tried to stay calm, offering comfort, but even his voice cracked as he took stock of the damage. Despite the emotional weight, they decided to finish the video with a sense of gratitude, because it could have been much worse. It was the first time they'd used that tent, and as it turns out, the last. Fortunately, none of them were injured in any way, and both of them were all right, and that's what truly matters in the end. Posted to YouTube on April 22nd, 2025, this next encounter follows Morozov, one of the most intense and fearless paranormal explorers on YouTube, as he takes on what he claims is one of the darkest and most spiritually dangerous apartments he's ever set foot in. Known for chasing ghosts and demons across Russia and Eastern Europe, Morozov doesn't flinch easily, but this time, he admits he may have gone too far. Morozov explains that the apartment he's about to enter has a long-standing reputation for unexplained phenomena, shadow figures, objects moving on their own, strange voices, and temperature fluctuations that drop suddenly, even in summer. Previous tenants reportedly fled the property, and neighbors have complained of hearing growling through the walls. Morozov doesn't just want to document it, he wants to make contact. He enters the apartment late at night, armed with multiple cameras, an EMF detector, a thermal imager, and a walkie-talkie system connected to an Ouija board-style device. Almost immediately, the tension in the room is palpable.
Итак, друзья, я в этой квартире.
Morozov's handheld thermal camera begins detecting irregular hot and cold spots, but the most disturbing readings come from inside the kitchen and hallway, where temperature fluctuations spike erratically between 22 degrees Celsius and 2 degrees Celsius within minutes. Then come the sounds.
Ничего не видно.
Tapping, creaking. Voices too soft to understand, but unmistakably there. The microphone catches faint whispers that don't match Morozov's voice, and on playback, they seem to respond to his movements. As he explores deeper into the apartment, a shadow passes across the hallway behind him. Just for a split second, caught in one of the camera reflections. He spins, flashlight raised, but no one is there. In the living room, he sets up a trigger object, a doll placed near a temperature sensor. Moments later, the front door creaks open and slams shut. Morozov starts to lose composure. He's sweating despite the room dropping to near freezing. A crashing noise erupts from the kitchen. Plates are shattered on the floor, plates he hadn't even touched. He pleads with the spirit to stop, but the activity only escalates. Lights go out. The static screams through the radio. Whatever is here, it's intelligent, and it's watching him. After nearly an hour of sustained activity, Morozov has had enough. He says out loud that he's leaving, grabs his gear, and heads for the exit. Whether what Morozov encountered was a powerful poltergeist, residual spiritual trauma, or something darker, he leaves it open. But one thing is clear. He will not be returning to that apartment again. This wasn't just paranormal activity. It was something intelligent, something reactive, and something far worse than any ghost he's filmed before. What did you think of this encounter? Like always, let me know. The channel Paranormal Discovery is run by Lomar Menz, an experienced urban explorer and ghost hunter known for his cinematic investigations into some of the darkest corners of the supernatural world. Alongside his partner Chelsea, a practicing medium, he blends folkloric research with immersive overnight challenges. And in this episode, uploaded on May 19th, 2025, Lomar returns to a site that left him physically and emotionally scarred, a forest in Nova Scotia known as Dagger Woods. From the beginning, this wasn't just another ghost hunt. Dagger Woods has a chilling legend dating back to the 1700s, when a man reportedly murdered his wife with a pearl-handled dagger and disappeared into the trees. Though his body was never found, locals say his spirit didn't just die, it merged with something ancient and far more sinister that already existed in those woods. The result, many believe, is a cryptid or spiritual entity that still haunts the area to this day. Some call it a wendigo, Others refer to it simply as the Howler. But whatever it is, Lomar believes it attacked him on a previous visit, and now he's back to confront it. This time, he's not alone. He's joined by a group of collaborators known as the Outcasts, explorers from Quebec, venturing into these woods for the first time. Despite their enthusiasm, there's an undercurrent of dread in the air. Lomar describes the location as a cryptid habitation zone, a space where something not entirely human resides. Once inside the woods, the team spreads out to explore. Some scout the perimeter, while others try to find trails Lomar didn't venture down during his last visit. It's during one of these excursions that things escalate.
Whoa, somebody just touched my back! Holy shit, somebody just touched my back! What the f? Whoa! Whoa, did that just say I know you?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Oh shit. Why do I feel like it's that humanoid that's causing this right now?
Very
Deep down I feel like it's doing something.
Let's just get back to base camp. Safety in numbers. Check on Akia.
Akia's in the Jeep though, right? Yeah,
She's in the
Akia's
Jeep.
still in the Jeep.
Of course, yeah, she is. But still, that,
And plus the boys are there.
that sounded so freaking close.
Yeah. Now they're gone.
Oh, wow.
Wait. Okay, just be slow. Coyotes won't attack you.
Oh my, I just heard a clap.
They would have been in this area.
Lomar feels something touch his back, cold, deliberate. He spins around, heart racing, but sees no one behind him. The moment is captured on camera, along with audio distortion and whispers. Chelsea, whose intuition has helped in past investigations, begins to panic. The woods feel dead, she says, like all life has been drained. The group presses on, determined to reach deeper into the forest than ever before. That's when they return to the spot where Lomar was attacked last time. Using thermal imaging and full-spectrum night vision, they scan the area. One of the outcasts thinks he sees something dart between trees. Tall, pale, and humanoid. Lomar confirms that this matches the figure he captured in a photo on his last visit. And whatever it is, it's moving closer. Then come the howls. If you're still watching, comment the hidden word dark.
Can you see us? That's insane.
So nauseous.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I can't shake this gut feeling. Like something is just wrong.
Do we need to turn back?
No, we can keep pushing, but like...
Lungs.
Okay, what was that? That was like a bark. From like that way.
That's not a Kia.
No.
Those are coyotes.
Let's go back for Key.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Turn your lights on.
Yeah, my light's on.
Stay close to me.
They're close to us, Chelsea.
Grab something.
They begin far off, but soon they're circling the group. The sound is guttural, layered, like multiple voices stacked on top of each other. At this point, the group makes the call. Pack up and leave. The energy is too intense, and there's a sense that something is being stirred. Lomar ends the night by stating clearly that it's still here, and it doesn't want them to come back. With his final encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We always look to improve our video quality so you get the best videos possible. In about 3 seconds, there will be more disturbing videos on screen for you to watch. And with that, I'm out.